Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you an interesting game which the reigning world chess champion Magnus Carlsen played during one of his Chess24 Banter Blitz encounters. In this game Carlsen is playing with black pieces and his opponent is a chess player playing under a username MagnusIsPoorPlayer. Let's see what was Carlsen's reaction when he learned about it.
How about this one? MagnusIsPoorPlayer. Yeah, that's the one I wanted to accept. I don't know who he's talking about, but I'm sure that his friend or foe named Magnus isn't actually very good at chess.
Okay guys, don't think that this is a good idea to make the world chess champion angry just from the beginning, and now let's see how is Carlsen going to punish his opponent for that username. MagnusIsPoorPlayer opened up with e4 and the best chess player in the world responded with e5, d4, white is going for the center game and knight c6. Carlsen is transposing the game into Nimzowitsch defense Kennedy variation. Of course in here white can also in his turn transpose the game into Scotch game, but in our game we have d5. I have to tell you that another popular alternative is d takes e5, but in our game we have d5, which although it looks tempting, with this move white is grabbing space, is kicking away the knight, which is temporarily blocking the dark squared bishop's diagonal, but detailed analysis shows that in this case black is facing absolutely no problems. Knight f3, knight g6, bishop d3, bishop c5. This is just a monster on c5 and later can be a very useful piece for black. White castled kingside, d6, knight d2, knight h6. I would have liked to say the knight on the rim is dim, but this is an interesting move, guys. With this move Carlsen is keeping the f-pawn's path free, and later if needed can go for f5 advancement, and also in some cases this can be a nice provocative bait. Bishop b6, bishop g5 f6 and bishop takes h6. There it goes, white is winning the knight on h6, is damaging black's pawn structure on the king side, but the thing is that by going for g takes h6 black is managing to open up the G file, and now by relying on the vulnerability of this G file will organize his attack. At this point Carlsen said, "This guy has severely provoked me with his username and now I shall beat him quite mercilessly." a4, meanwhile white keeps on harassing the dark squared bishop and black is creating a luft for his bishop on a7. Queen e2, which is a mistake and is allowing black knight to jump on f4 with a tempo. Well, in here, going for c4, c5 is something which white should have taken into consideration. White should have thought about creating a counter-attack, but instead played queen e2, which steps into this knight f4 move. Queen d1, queen d7. The queen can join the attack both from the 7th rank or in some cases can jump on g4. In our game white played knight e1. White already is thinking about defense, meanwhile Carlsen is intensifying the pressure. King h1, queen g7 and g3, which is weakening the light squares. Well, in here it was better to play bishop e2 with the threat of bishop h5 check, or if needed white can play bishop f3, and it turns out that knight takes g2 can't be played because of this rook g1 move. But white didn't take into consideration that fact and instead played g3. There it goes, we have a nice square for the light squared bishop. Black is developing his bishop with a tempo and rook g1. In here of course you can't win the knight on f4 because your king can quickly get checkmated. In our game we have rook g1, but this time as there is no one who can protect the pawn on f2, we have it. The dark squared bishop is also joining the attack. Bishop takes f2 and now this white rook will fall victim. Black castles queenside. Carlsen is not even hurrying to munch the rook. This is his prey, you know. Queen d2. Well, still, you can't capture on f2 because white king can get checkmated. well, I prefer to go for a queen sacrifice, and then we have a nice picturesque checkmate, right? Let's go back, but in our game we have queen d2, and there it goes finally. Carlsen is capturing on g1, and then is counter-attacking the knight on f3, queen f2, knight takes d3, c takes d3, and f5. Now Carlsen wants to open up the f-file. King b8. First, Carlsen is preventing any possible counter-attack, which white might have created by going for queen a7, b3, f takes e4, knight takes e4, rook f8. We have a deadly pin, knight d2, rook f6. Meanwhile, Carlsen is doubling up his rooks on the f-file, and white's position is totally lost. In here it's difficult to find a good continuation for white. White played knight d1, this is even worse, and we have queen takes e2, knight d3, and checkmate is just a matter of moves, guys. After rook g2, Magnus Carlsen announced the checkmate. Well, this was an interesting and instructive attack by the world chess champion, and I hope that you enjoyed it greatly. In the end, let's also solve a chess puzzle where the task is to find the winning line for white. It's white to move, and I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.